Hello, yes, it's me again, great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch here, with more talk about tarot. Now, I received an email from a client, and I do hope you're okay. I hope the reply I've given you was, suited your needs, and I hope the reading was okay. But essentially, this particular client was asking me, what does one particular card in a certain position of a certain spread actually mean? Well, it's a little more complex than that, because tarot is, if you've had a look at all the videos about tarot, you'll realize that whether it was intended this way or not, tarot is essentially a book of life. It's a book of all of the experiences, thoughts and feelings that a person can have. It expresses emotions, expresses states of being, states of mind. And so it's not just a question of whether a certain card in a certain position of a certain spread has a certain meaning, because all the tarot spreads are invented by people. And as you become a more proficient tarot reader, you start to work out what kinds of questions actually need to be asked, so that you can then design a spread which has different positions signifying different meanings. So you can either have more simple explanations given to you by the tarot spread, or more complex explanations given to you by the tarot spread. Then the other stage, the other aspects of the reading is not the cards themselves. It's what happens in the mind of the reader, whether this is psychic impressions, whether this is just understanding life. I mean, the best readers in the whole wide world know a hell of a lot about life, either through just having thought about it long and hard, or having done a lot of research. Now, in my case, my background is from studying psychology, studying sociology, political theory, psychodynamics, being involved in lots of self-help organizations so that I can actually help other people with their lives, a bit of charity work, studies of natural science and neuroscience, and all these things have helped. But I think the thing which gave me most instruction was having to help other people. So when I'm doing a reading, I will see, not only in the story of the client, but also in the story that's being portrayed by the reading, lots of other different stories which I have heard, lots of other different life situations which I will know about, and can therefore provide you with a good quality answer to the question. So, is it a question of a card in a certain place has a certain meaning? No, it's a question of a life in a certain condition will have a certain meaning, for want of a better phrase, okay? It is a very complex art, but it is much more artistic than scientific. I mean, if you were to say that a certain card in a certain position means something, that would be like saying that if you add salt to water, you then get salty water. And I don't think tarot is quite like that, and being a tarot reader is not like that, because you've got to understand what's going on in your client's life. You've got to understand what's going on in the mentality of the client, and essentially to be able to provide a way forward, a solution to a certain number of problems, gaining inspiration from the reading itself. So it is much more complex and much more involved than maybe just the simplistic interpretations you see in books on tarot.